What's up everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at this newest generation Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat Widebody. This thing with nearly no miles is going for the low $90,000 price range. So let's go ahead and take a look. What the heck is a Hellcat going to have underneath the hood? Well, this has a 6.2 liter supercharged 8-cylinder engine. Of course, it's a Hemi. It packs 717 horsepower with 650 pound-feet of torque. And then if you have the black key only, it's going to limit it to around 500 horsepower. But it's paired to an 8-speed automatic, rear-wheel drive only, massive set of tires though to try to put that power down. And 0 to 60 time is in the mid 3 seconds, and it'll nearly hit 200 miles per hour. If we go ahead and take a look at the exterior, this color is beautiful. And we have a really nice set of LED headlights. You can see how they kind of have a blacked out housing. You get a huge opening in the front to allow so much cooling to that supercharged V8. And you also get a really cool design right here for even more cooling. SRT Hellcat logo. And then these are all functional as well, just to allow the max amount of air in. Pretty cool looking front splitter to give it some aggression. And even though, while this is the newest generation, this is a pretty old design, I think it still looks fantastic. And I just love the way the hood is designed with this huge power dome design. You got a functional intake duct as well as 2 functional heat extraction vents. Really comes together so nice. This one is a wide body, so these huge fender flares are all OEM. They really give it an aggressive design from the front and side. But we get a set of 20-inch wheels up front with a 305 front tire, which is pretty crazy. 6-piston Brembo brake caliper, and a 2-piece set of vented and slotted rotors. You get your Hellcat logo on the side, and then a really cool design cutting through the side profile on the doors. And I like how the side skirts, they kind of blend into each of the fender flares. You're gonna see body colored door handles and body colored mirror caps, and then all black trim around the windows. Of course, a sunroof up top with a shark fin antenna. And I like the proportions. It's a huge car. It's like 4,600 pounds for a 4-door sedan. So it certainly is a big boy. However, it has a really good proportion front and back. And I even love the sharp line cutting all the way towards the rear. You can see the integrated spoiler mounted on the trunk, and then a set of LED taillights. And this whole LED bar connects, just giving it a nice modern appearance. You can see another SRT Hellcat badge with your Dodge logo, and then a dual exhaust system with parking sensors all in the bumper. And of course, we do get remote start. I go ahead and hold that down. This is a really, really good sounding car. Now, keeping it locked, going ahead to the interior, you just grab the door handle, it'll automatically unlock, and we can check everything out. So this spec has the full genuine leather interior. You're also gonna see genuine carbon fiber and the Alcantara headliner. So this particular spec, this is a beautiful spec, very nicely equipped. You can see the door panel has the leather on it. You also get a nice padded armrest with a grab handle. All of your window controls and mirror controls with lock and unlock. This is a rubbery material with some stitching. Got your grab handle and memory seating, and then a really large storage area. Inside, you do get some power controls on the seats, adjustable lumbar, and then I really like the white stitching, this cool design, and then all the perforated leather in the centers. You get more of this stripe pattern on the sides, and then the Hellcat logo is embossed into the leather. So really, really cool interior. And then as we hop inside, you'll notice we do have a foot parking brake, which is a little unique for a car. However, steering wheel, got a nice black leather steering wheel with some gray trim. Foot on the brake. It's fired up. So from here, you can see your analog tach and speedometer, as well as a digital screen in the center. So you can configure all of this. Going into these different menus, you have all sorts of different information that are going to come up just to monitor all the vitals within the car. We have more information down here, and you can keep going, and there's basically an endless amount of pages with more and more information coming up. You can also see Bluetooth and audio controls, cruise control, little set of paddle shifters up on top. Underneath them are some radio controls, and then we get the stalk on the left for all the windshield wipers. We have headlight controls, interior dimming and trunk, And you can see that carbon fiber and some of the stitching, the carbon runs all the way around. Really cool design. And then we get kind of that same rubbery material with all the stitching, your SRT badge. And then right in the center of your SRT pages right now, you can see your line lock, shift light you can adjust, different race options, launch control, your shift light itself, race cooldown. You can go back out of here, continue going back. All of your different drive modes. So with the black key, you're gonna have 500 horsepower. However, you can adjust your different drive modes, steering, suspension, as well as traction control. You can exit out of here. Going into performance pages, this takes forever to enter. I don't know why, but we'll let that load real quick and at least check out the center armrest. You get a lot of space in here, as well as extra auxiliaries and definitely a nice usable glove box area. And then the normal glove box, you get a lot of space as well. And then this is finally open. You can see your dyno. You also have the engine that'll come up with some information, G-force meter and gauges to monitor things. And then you have different timers as well as your home screen. So you got a lot of cool information coming up. Of course, you have the basics like your media with all of that. Climate controls can come up, super easy to adjust different things. Fan speed, all of your different zones. And then when you toggle into controls, you can see heated and ventilated seats as well as a heated steering wheel. Then you have your phone integration and then a few more apps. Going into reverse, you get a pretty good backup camera. Graphics are okay, however, it's not too bad. And then underneath that, we get physical controls for all the climate and radio, even a shortcut for the SRT, as well as the launch. I like the red on the start button as well. Then you get a lot of storage space, and then more carbon fiber. Opening this up, we get a little storage, as well as 2 cup holders, and then that Alcantara headliner looks really nice. We have our sunshade as well. You have different dome-like controls, as well as garage door opener, and you even get a sunglass holder, which is a pretty cool touch. Going ahead and shutting that off. Hopping into the back seat now. Like we mentioned, this is a really big vehicle, and honestly, this is a super practical car to be in. Door panels finished off just like you saw. All the same material and design. No armrest or anything in the center, which is kind of a bummer. However, at 5'11", hopping in here, driver's seat is a little bit farther back than normal. However, you still get good legroom and fantastic headroom. This is genuinely a usable sedan. Good armrest on the left, huge windows, and then you have heated seats, plugs, as well as different climate vents and some extra storage. So pretty good place to be, quite honestly. This is the ultimate family car. You can fit people in the back and then hit up the drag strip. So there is a button back here you can press. You can automatically pop that open, and we have a ton of storage space. Once again, super, super practical car. So with all that said, let's take this Hellcat out for a spin. All right, guys, so we are setting off now in the Hellcat. This is a pretty cool car. For being so big and so heavy, it actually feels decently pinpointy. We're in track mode right now, so the magnetic dampers are tightened up. The steering is a lot more heavy and responsive. It's actually a fun car to drive. So we don't have the red key, unfortunately, in today's test drive. However, with the black key, the acceleration is decent. I mean, it's certainly not a fast car at all. It's peppy the way it sits with this key. The red key definitely opens it up to where you have a really good amount of power. It's still not the fastest car out there, especially for having this much horsepower. Just being the weight of it, you know, there's a lot of other cars with 700 horsepower that are going to be significantly faster. So if you're used to this power level, this is going to feel a little slow to you. However, it doesn't take away from it being a quick car. I mean, it's clearly a fast car, obviously. As far as normal driving, if we go down into just auto mode, put us into automatic mode, the car tones down so nicely, and I really like how it honestly turns into a luxury car. While being so big, obviously it'll never be a pinpointy, nimble toy car like that. This is always going to be a big, big vehicle. Normal driving, you have a great windshield, huge hood you can see. I mean, you know you're in a big vehicle. All the mirrors do a great job letting you know what's going on. And over your left and right shoulder, quite honestly, visibility is fantastic. It's a car you can genuinely drive like it's a luxury car. It's comfortable to be in and just really, really relaxed. You would normally think, and even with the red key, it's still insanely relaxed just like this in auto mode. it really can be just a normal basic big sedan. So I like that aspect. The technology obviously is pretty dated, however, you really do get everything you need, and it's easy to use, the graphics are good enough. So it's still a pretty modern feeling car. I think especially if you get the leather interior, the carbon fiber, and the alcantara, it genuinely makes this interior feel really, really nice. If you get a basic one with cloth interior, I think it just feels old and outdated. But with the premium interior, this one is a fully spec'd car. It's actually a nice place to be. Now, as far as some fun factor, once again, even with the black key, it still is a pretty well-balanced car. It needs this kind of power to feel fun just because it weighs so much. But you can actually throw it around, and it still sounds so good. You got that supercharger whine, that rumble from the Hemi. I mean, this is a fun car to drive. I'm not the biggest fan of muscle cars like this. However, it still is a blast, and I can see why people want something like this. You got a really well-rounded muscle car that's practical and has so much potential for even more fun.